I am Laura Bamon. I'm working, like Carlos said, as a bicycle manager in Bogota since February. And this situation is a big challenge. But I think we can show our experience and show that we have a very large team behind all the cycling movement in Bogota. This is Bogota. Like I said, we have a very large network of permanent bike lanes, 550 kilometers. We have the Ciclovia. We implemented since 40 years ago, and it is experienced mostly for sport and recreation. But since 5 years ago, yeah, 5 years ago, we start to implement Ciclovia also in the cart-free day. So the people have extra offer of infrastructure, separate infrastructure, temporary. Um, we have almost 900,000 trips on bike per day and 5.6 million trips on public transport. And if the question is if the people have enough bikes to use it, the answer is that we have 1.5 million bikes, and mostly of them are in the medium and low income households. Then we implemented the whole Ciclovia of car-free day, adding these corridors. Through the experience, we saw that we had a very negative impact in public transport in one of these corridors. The speed of the public transport decreased from 17 kilometers per hour to 5 kilometers per hour. So we decide remove all the signals. We implemented the temporary bike lanes in 4 phases. Now we have 35 kilometers during this lockdown. And we plan these corridors as a mirror of the public transport, especially the most crowded roads. We adapt and reset traffic lights to prioritize cycling, and use a lot of signaling regulation. We try to have a balance between how much people we can expose, so say, and um, but also the elements. So first, in the first day, we put traffic cones just 3 hours and then remove it. But now we have it 24/7 since last week. I think the what is very positive of what we done is that we support this measure in the experience here, in the capability of these institutions. The people also assimilate very good this measure because it's not something usual for cyclists, because we have a very strong cycle culture. And we had also a quick response of the organizations, because we sit together virtually every day, the first week twice a day, now uh, once in a day, to decide how we continue, how we can uh, uh, go through these days, and you through these changing um, conditions of transport. And as we see, this is statistics of the first week. A typical day is the blue bar, and in some places the bike use increase in this period. For example, in Americas, that is a connector of the center part of the city. Avenida Boyacá. This is also the a very important connection between north and south. So this is the north part and this is the south part. And Calle 80 that already had a permanent infrastructure, but the quality is not that good. So when we take a dedicated lane for cyclists, then the people use it very constant. As we see, for example, this is Americas. This is uh, the corridor that connect the south park with the center of the city, and we dedicated one lane. Uh, some uh, some signals help us with the interaction with buses, and that's our cycle routes. In our team, we work not just with the people of Ciclovia, that are like army, the guardians. We also work with the guidance of another programs, of another bike programs like Al Colegio en Bici, so bike to school, because the schools were closed. So they help us to control uh, the transport of cyclists. Now we are facing some challenge like thief of traffic signals, because that happened in Bogota uh, still. Invasion of bicycle lanes, mostly motorcycles and sometimes taxis, and excess speed excess, because normally the media the speed is in Bogota is 26 kilometer per hour, and now we have 43 kilometers per hour, because some streets are mostly empty. So we try to civilize the people that they should taking care and slow and ride slow. And we also make a perception survey. uh, I have to say that the most of the people that answer this perception survey already use the bike, almost more than a half. Um, so that's how they move normally. And as we see, motorcycle, Transmilenio, or a private car use decrease. Some of them said, I don't go out, I stay at home. But bike use increase in 6%. And mostly of the people said that was a very good measure. Some of them said that's bad. So we still continue measuring and taking decisions, and trying to understand how we can make the some of these corridors permanent, uh, to for the new demand of transport before this situation.